Hey everyone, welcome to Crypto Conversation. Thank you so much for coming back. This is your host Shiv, and it's a Sunday morning. And let's see what do we have in the news. And this is a channel we talk about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, blockchain, ICOs, news developments, market sentiments. So thank you so much for coming back. And we just reached about 2,000 crypto enthusiasts on this channel, which I'm very happy about. It's always great to be sharing this information, especially into the space which is growing rapidly every day. Every day there is something or the other happening into the space. And we are glad that we are keeping ourselves updated and at the same time sharing and caring about others as well. All right, so thank you so much for coming back. And we're going to talk about, of course, this news. Now, I don't know, this article was actually on circulation on WhatsApp all over. And I actually went through this article. I couldn't really find out what exactly is the objective of this article, honestly, but definitely I would like to share and discuss with you what exactly this is. We're going to talk about the recent Big Bang Theory episode, and we will talk about what exactly was this Big Bang Theory all about, and what is it that they missed out on? Because there's a lot of criticism into the space about this Big Bang Theory. Now, the Big Bang Theory is one of those TV serials or episodes which is highly watched by people in US and across the globe, and they had covered one entire episode on Bitcoin, but the content that came out of that episode was not very happy for at least the crypto community. The way they have projected Bitcoin is not something that we would like to. And then we will also talk about the millennials now are investing and more interested in Bitcoin rather than going with the traditional banks. So these are the covers that I want to cover this morning, and welcome back. So let's start with the coinmarketcap.com. So we have Bitcoin price slightly not much of a movement since yesterday, 11,162, especially the CME group and CBOE group and the Nasdaq announcing that they will be trading in Bitcoin futures in coming year, coming months, semi starting from 18th of December. Of course, the traditional investors have a kind of a sense of what it's going to be, but for the people who are already involved into cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, I really don't think that's a good news, except that they think that there'll be more investors coming in and that might boost the price to the next level. So let's see how that goes. So Bitcoin at 11,162, Ethereum at 466, and rest of the cryptocurrencies are down a little bit. So Dash is down a little bit, but I think it's a good price. 776, IOTA at $1, and one of the recent that I saw was EOS. EOS has gone up to $3.85, which is great. So about 50% growth over the last month, and yeah. So that's the news. That's the crypto coin market cap. The total market cap is still at $334 billion, which is not small, and with 55% of Bitcoin dominance, guys. All right, let's start with this. Study shows the millennials favor Bitcoin over traditional banking, and this was a survey conducted by Blockchain Capital, which is in US. So they conducted this survey was conducted among so the millennials are anybody between age 18 to 34, and so all right, so among 2,000 American adults were interviewed, were surveyed in the month of October, and this is what came out. So here's a summary on the Coin Telegraph of the survey. Let's go through that. So it says 1 in 4 millennials, right? 1 in 4 millennials are investing their hard-earned money in leading digital currency Bitcoin instead of opening a traditional bank account. Now this is huge. I do believe I have heard Andreas Antonopoulos. I'm sure you know him. If you not, just Google him out. Andreas Antonopoulos. He had in one of his speeches, he said that the next generation wouldn't even know what is a bank, because by the time they get 18 or 17, they will already have their Bitcoin wallet on their phone. So they don't need to reach an age of 18 before they can handle their own finances. I mean, today you hold a phone, you can download a Bitcoin wallet, and you're done. So the millennials are instead are opening are leading investing into digital currency rather than opening a traditional bank account. They claim that they earn more from the Bitcoin investment that they and their money is safer according to survey. Of course, there is no doubt about that. That is the whole point of Bitcoin and decentralized cryptocurrencies. So it says that based on the survey, 70% of 1,000 millennials, that is about 7,000 millennials who were polled, claim that they are not content with the interest rates offered by the bank. Now this is very funny, guys. The interest rates which are offered by the banks is about, I don't know, 8%, 10%, whatever. And almost 65% of them say that their money is safer in Bitcoin. Yeah, they personally control it. I mean, it's quite logical. First of all, your interest rate is like terrible, horrible, I would say, in the banks. And plus, you're not controlling your money. With Bitcoin, your interest rates, forget about it. The growth, the amount of growth the Bitcoin has is tremendous right now, this year. And of course, you get to hold your own money in your wallet. So the survey also showed that nearly two-thirds of females, so 2 out of 3 females respondents have begun to branch out from Bitcoin and invest in other digital currencies also to diversify their portfolio. So now there is a diversification in the cryptocurrency itself. So let's say about 50% of Bitcoin, 10% of Dash, 10% of Ethereum, 10% of Litecoin, 10% of Monero, 10% of Zcash, 10% of Neo, and whatnot. So this is the kind of diversification in the cryptocurrency portfolio. Apart from that, other highlights of the survey, it says despite their preference over Bitcoin as a form of money, slightly less than 50% of the millennials surveyed, they're also looking for more convenient form of banking. So they are not saying completely no to the banking, but what they want the bank to use for, they want the banks to come up with the Bitcoin wallet to integrate Bitcoin wallets in their operations so that they can directly invest in cryptocurrencies through their existing bank accounts. So they're not saying no to the banks, but what they're saying is, listen, bank, you got to do something. You got to integrate with the cryptocurrencies wallet so that it makes us easier for us to buy Bitcoin cryptocurrencies from fiat to cryptocurrency, things like that. All right, so and the last one, this is the younger generation. So this is the conclusion. The younger generation has become notorious quickly to act on new technologies. There is no doubt about that. WhatsApp was first adopted by the new generation. Facebook was first adopted by the new generation, and things like that. And including the latest smartphones, which have enabled millennials to invest in Bitcoin over the last few years before large hedge funds and financial institutions started to get involved. This is so true, guys. I would completely 100% agree with you with this. Because it is the millennials who started investing into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies first before now NASDAQ, CME, CBOE, LedgerX, they are all talking about investing into these funds. So this is something interesting. This actually tells us where are we moving. The change has already arrived, and definitely an exciting time. Let's talk about the Big Bang Theory. The entire episode they dedicated on the Bitcoin, and all that they spoke about Bitcoin is as an investment. So there's an episode that says here, I want to play a little bit. So
the first one isn't even that good. It's hard. Buy something, keep having a comic book store to come to.
it talks about basically that they had mined some Bitcoins.
Bitcoin is worth about $5,000.
They're mentioning it's $5,000, but however, it's $10,000 already.
We mined some a few years ago? It was 7 years ago. Oh, yeah.
They're saying that they mined some Bitcoin 7 years ago. The whole
Really? All I can remember from 7 years ago is I couldn't get Kesha's TikTok out of
the whole discussion, the whole episode is focused on how Bitcoin can be used to make money. I mean, that is not, so they have not spoken about the philosophy behind the Bitcoin. They have not spoken about the technology, which is blockchain behind the Bitcoin. They have not spoken about the emerging technology overall. I mean, all they've spoken is like they have showcase Bitcoin as something that you can make quick bucks of, or maybe something like which is just to play and make money and things like that. That's not reality. Is the Bitcoin is a new technology, it's a new philosophy. They should have mentioned why do they exist, why does Bitcoin exist, what is the purpose of Bitcoin and things like that, what is the fault with the current financial system and things like that. So this is why they have been criticized, which is there in the article below. I mean, I'm sure you can go ahead and read that. I will put the link in the description below. And the last one I want to share is this. The ICICI Bank private banking, they have written an article, and this is in December 2017, that is now, on Bitcoin, and it says the concepts. They have described what is blockchain, what is a cryptocurrency, what is a Bitcoin, what is a Satoshi, what is mining, altcoin. So they have written everything about what Bitcoin is. At the same time, they have also mentioned about Indian crypto wallets exchanges undertake self-regulation, asking users of PAN Aadhaar linking the wallet. I don't know, are they coming up with some kind of hedge funds, mutual fund? I have no clue. They have spoken about Bitcoin returns. This is an ICICI Bank document. I'm not even sure, guys, that whether it's an official ICICI Bank, but this is what I saw on social media yesterday, so I thought I'll share with you guys. Do let me know, do you think it's an official document from ICICI Bank or not? But to me, it does look like an official. So this talks about the growth in the last over the last year, that is 2017, in 1 day growth, 7 day growth, 5 years growth. It talks about that, and then also talks about the popularity and price, and then finally they talked about the Bitcoin. It's a debate whether it's a next big thing or it's a bubble. And there is a comparison chart: one world, one currency, the next big thing. It was created out of thin air, that's a bubble. No intermediary, introduced by an anonymous individual. It could be replaced fiat currency. It is not serving its purpose. So a couple of the points that they have mentioned here is definitely true. It is not serving its purpose, which was act as an instrument to buy and sell goods. But at the end of this article, again, they have specified whether Bitcoin is a bubble, and they have compared this with tulip bubble. And of course, that's not the case. This is a decentralized nature, which everybody is forgetting, and everybody is comparing it with the bubble. Of course, you can see they have more focused on the bubble part of it instead of making it legitimate. So I don't know what is the intention of this document, honestly. But this is an interesting one that you can go ahead and read. If you want, I can leave the link in the description below. And in below that, they have written a disclaimer, which is mutual fund investment are subject to market risk. Read all schemes related documents carefully. So I don't know whether are they coming up with some, are they planning for some mutual fund? I mean, there is no regulation as yet. And we do hear about CME Group in US and CBOE Group and NASDAQ listing about Bitcoin futures. But this is interesting to to come out something from an ICICI Bank on Bitcoin. So this leaves me as with a lot of curiosity as to what is going on in the back end. What are they planning? Are they planning a mutual funds? Are they planning a Bitcoin futures? What exactly are they planning? Or are they saying that Bitcoin is not a good thing to invest? So the intention of this document is not very clear to me. But I thought I'll share this with you. Do let me know what you think about this article for sure. Please don't forget that, guys. All right, so that's it for now. It's a Sunday morning. Let's see if I would be. I may plan to go live, so I'll put that on the notification. Hope to see you there. And once again, if you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe, because we talk about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, blockchain, ICOs, news developments, market sentiments around the globe. In either you're getting started or whether you're already in the space, the news and updates which are covered here can help you make the good decision for yourself. And we don't talk about investment advisors here, guys. Just a pure information, just a pure education, just a pure knowledge guide. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Take care.